Hey, how's it going? Not your typical intro for a story like this, I know. But then again, I'm not your typical storyteller. I'm more at home among stars and telescopes than spinning yarns. I've worked with NASA as an astronomer for over 20 years, and if there's one thing space has taught me, it's that reality often outstrips fiction. Now, before you jump to conclusions, this isn't about UFOs or secret government projects. I wish it were. It'd be a heck of a lot less troubling. No, this is about something far more unsettling. Something that challenges not just our understanding of the cosmos, but our very place within it. A couple of years back, I was part of a team assigned to monitor and analyze deep space imagery captured by the Hubble telescope. It's routine work, usually. We peer into the abyss, catalog new galaxies, track celestial movements. You know, the usual. But then, something unusual cropped up. Stars, ones we've had our eyes on for ages, started disappearing. Not dimming, which is normal for dying stars, but vanishing. Poof, gone. Like someone flipped a switch. We figured it was a glitch at first. Space tech is complex. Even the slightest hiccup in the data can throw things off. But when the anomalies persisted, we started getting that sinking feeling. You know, the one where you realize something's wrong but you can't quite put your finger on it? Our team expanded the search parameters, diving back through years of archival data. It wasn't just a few stars, it was dozens, then hundreds. Patterns emerged, none of them making any sense. These stars weren't just winking out at random. They were being erased systematically across the expanse of space. This wasn't something we could brush under the cosmic rug. We escalated it, brought in the big brains, the theorists, the astrophysicists. Debates raged in the confines of our cramped, coffee-stained offices. Was it a new natural phenomenon? A glitch in the fabric of reality? Or something else? That's when we turned to the new kid on the block, the James Webb Space Telescope. If Hubble was our reliable old guard, Webb was the sharp-eyed rookie, peering deeper and clearer into the void than we ever thought possible. And sure enough, when we pointed Webb in the direction of our missing stars, the images it sent back were nothing short of chilling. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just say, what we thought was a simple case of missing stars turned out to be the prelude to something much, much bigger. Something none of us, in our wildest, darkest dreams, could have imagined. After weeks of sleepless nights and endless data analysis, the mood among our team was gravitating from confused curiosity to a palpable tension. The images from the James Webb Space Telescope had come in, clearer than anything we'd ever laid our eyes on. But clarity didn't bring comfort. It brought more questions, more fear. The stars hadn't just vanished. They were consumed, erased from existence by something unfathomable, something sinister. We gathered a collection of the world's best minds in a room that felt too small, the air too thick with anticipation and dread. The screens flickered with data, with images of space as we knew it, or thought we did. We debated theories, each more implausible than the last. Dark matter anomalies, black hole swarms, cosmic strings. Nothing fit, nothing explained the precision, the deliberate path of destruction we were witnessing. The breakthrough, or breakdown depending on how you look at it, came unexpectedly. Dr. Alina Nguyen, a theorist known for her work on interstellar phenomena, proposed a hypothesis that was as chilling as it was unbelievable. What if, she posited, we're not looking at a natural event or a cosmic accident? What if this is biological? Not just life, but something beyond our understanding. Something alien. The room went silent, the kind of silence that precedes a storm. You could hear the distant hum of computers, the soft buzz of overhead lights, the collective held breath of seasoned scientists confronting the inconceivable. Alina went on, her voice steady but tinged with an unmistakable undercurrent of fear. She talked about parasitic life forms, but on a scale we couldn't grasp. Entities not bound by terrestrial biology, capable of traversing the cosmos, consuming not just matter but light, energy, life. She suggested a cosmic organism, akin to a plant, but on a scale so vast, it defied our measurement. A being for which stars were not celestial landmarks, but food. It sounded like science fiction. But then, so did black holes and quantum mechanics once upon a time. The room erupted into chaos, voices raised, theories clashing, careers and reputations on the line. But through it all, a terrifying possibility began to take root. We turned back to the data, viewing it through this new, unsettling lens. Patterns emerged, no longer random but eerily methodical, like the feeding path of a gargantuan star-devouring entity. As we traced its trajectory, the implications became undeniable, chilling. It wasn't just wandering through the cosmos, it was heading somewhere, purposefully, inexorably. And that's when it hit us, the full weight of our discovery bearing down like the dark of an endless night. This entity, this cosmic behemoth, wasn't just passing through, it was moving, with what could only be described as intent, toward our corner of the galaxy. Toward us. The scientific part of our brains marveled at the discovery, at the sheer scale of it. But the human part, the part that looks up at the stars and wonders, that part was terrified. What do you do when faced with a force so vast, so alien that it renders all your knowledge, all your technology, laughably inadequate? The debates continued, theories evolved, but underneath it all was a current of fear, a realization that we were no longer the observers, the note-takers of the cosmos. We were part of it, vulnerable, exposed, and facing a threat of cosmic proportions. This was no longer just a scientific endeavor. It was a race against time, against the dark, against the very forces of the universe itself. And in that race, we were woefully, terrifyingly unprepared. The subsequent weeks unfolded like a relentless, nightmarish tide. Each discovery more unsettling than the last. Our team, once bound by a shared enthusiasm for the unknown, now found itself shackled by a collective dread. The entity, this cosmic predator we'd unveiled, loomed large over everything we did, every star chart we decoded, every piece of data we scrutinized. It was no longer just an astronomical anomaly. It had become our own personal specter, haunting the dimly lit corridors of our observatory. We started referring to it as the Devourer, not out of a sense of scientific detachment, but because naming it gave us a sliver of control, a way to categorize and compartmentalize the incomprehensible. But what's in a name? It didn't change the facts. It didn't alter the cold, hard truth that this thing was out there, a vast, unfathomable entity, moving through the cosmos with an insatiable hunger. The more we learned, the bleaker the picture became. Using the James Webb Space Telescope, we observed the aftermath of the Devourer's feasts. Whole solar systems, once vibrant and teeming with light, now lay dark, lifeless. Their central stars extinguished, their planets frozen and dead. The void left behind was a stark, haunting testament to its veracity. Our research took on a feverish intensity. We delved into ancient cosmic lore, into long-forgotten hypotheses about spacefaring life forms, anything that could offer a clue, a hint of understanding. But science, it seemed, had no precedent for this. We were charting unknown territory, a reality where living entities operated on a galactic scale, where stars were not towering, eternal sentinels of the night sky, but mere morsels to be consumed. The implications were staggering. If the Devourer continued unchecked, what would become of the galaxy, of our own solar system? The models were speculative but grim. Trajectories were plotted, simulations run. The results were always the same, a path leading inexorably towards us. This wasn't just about observing a cosmic phenomenon anymore. This was survival, a fight for the future of our planet, our species. The existential threat posed by the Devourer shifted perspectives, altered priorities. International boundaries and petty squabbles paled in comparison to the shared menace that loomed over us all. For the first time in my career, I saw a unification of purpose, a global coming together that transcended nationality, ideology, even religion. Space agencies worldwide pooled resources, shared data, set aside rivalries. This was humanity united, a collective force rallying against a common enemy. But amidst this newfound unity, there lay an undercurrent of despair, a gnawing question that lingered in the back of our minds. What can we, mere inhabitants of a tiny blue planet, do against a force that devours stars? It was this question that haunted my dreams, that turned my once passionate love for the cosmos into a source of relentless anxiety. The universe had always been a place of wonder, a vast expanse brimming with mysteries waiting to be solved. But now it felt hostile, indifferent, a dark sea upon which we were nothing more than adrift, insignificant specks. And yet, despite the overwhelming dread, there was a resolve, a determination not to succumb to despair. If the Devourer represented the darkest depths of the cosmos, then we would stand as beacons of light, of hope. We would research, plan, innovate, do whatever it took to confront this cosmic leviathan. As I stood there, looking out at the stars from the observation deck, I realized that this was more than a scientific challenge. It was a test of our very humanity. In the face of such unimaginable darkness, we found ourselves clinging to the light, not just the light of our sun, but the light within each other, the light of our collective spirit and resolve. The Devourer might have been a predator on a cosmic scale, but it had unwittingly awakened something equally powerful, the indomitable will of the human race. And as we stood together, a single united front, I couldn't help but feel a flicker of hope, a defiant spark in the vast, shadowy expanse of space. In the wake of our staggering discovery, time seemed to distort. Days blended into nights. Urgency became our new normality. The observatory, once a sanctuary of celestial observation and quiet academic pursuit, transformed into a bustling nexus of activity. Scientists, government officials, and even military strategists came and went, their faces etched with the weight of impending decisions, the burden of impending doom. The revelation of the Devourer's trajectory towards our solar system had ignited a firestorm of activity. Theories once relegated to the fringes of astrophysics and speculative fiction were now being revisited with fervor. How do you stop a cosmic entity that devours stars? How do you protect a planet from a threat on such an unimaginable scale? Meetings turned into marathons, fueled by coffee and the collective desperation to find a solution, any solution. We mapped out the Devourer's path, projected timelines, and analyzed every scrap of data with a fine-tooth comb. The entity was still decades away, but in cosmic terms, it was practically on our doorstep. Time, we realized, was a luxury we no longer possessed. The public's reaction varied wildly. Denial, panic, fascination, and a burgeoning sense of global unity unlike anything seen before. Social media was ablaze with theories, doomsday prophecies, and calls to action. In a strange, unprecedented way, the world was coming together, unified by a common adversary. Internally, debates raged over the ethics of withholding versus disclosing full information. Transparency was vital, but so was preventing mass hysteria. In the end, a carefully crafted statement was released, detailing the situation in terms that were serious, yet not entirely hopeless. The world needed to know, but it also needed to believe that survival was possible. Amidst this turmoil, our team continued to delve deeper into the mystery of the Devourer. We expanded our research beyond traditional science, reaching out to independent researchers, theorists, even science fiction writers. No idea was too outlandish, no theory too bizarre. We were searching for a needle in a cosmic haystack, hoping beyond hope to find a weakness, an Achilles heel, anything that could offer a glimmer of hope. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, a strange dichotomy emerged. On one hand, there was a burgeoning sense of camaraderie, a collective spirit that transcended previous divisions. On the other, a deep-seated dread, a constant reminder of our own fragility in the vast expanse of the universe. It was a time of paradoxes, where hope and despair coexisted, intertwined in an intricate dance. Amidst this, personal reflections became a refuge from the relentless pace of our work. I found myself gazing up at the night sky, not with the detached curiosity of an astronomer, but with the profound vulnerability of a human being. Each star, each flicker of light, was a reminder of what was at stake, of the boundless beauty and wonder that faced obliteration. But it was in these moments of reflection that I also found resolve. The night sky, with its myriad stars and boundless mysteries, had called to me since I was a child. It had led me to this point, to this fight. We were facing an unprecedented challenge, but we were also given an unprecedented opportunity to come together, to harness our collective ingenuity and courage. The looming threat of the Devourer was more than just a scientific anomaly. It was a test of our resilience, our unity, our very humanity. And in that test, we found our purpose, our mission. We were no longer just observers of the cosmos. We were its defenders, custodians of the light in the encroaching shadow. And so, as the world looked on, as the gears of governments, corporations, and global agencies ground into motion, we pressed on. There was work to be done, research to be conducted, plans to be formulated. The Devourer was coming, but we were not going to face it lying down. We were Earth's first and last line of defense, and we would do whatever it took to safeguard our home, our sky, our very existence. The countdown had begun, but so had the fight. The revelation of the Devourer, a cosmic entity of unimaginable power and hunger, had shaken the very foundations of human understanding and unity. Yet, in this moment of unprecedented peril, something extraordinary began to unfold across the globe. The looming threat had become a catalyst, igniting a fire of collaboration and innovation that transcended all previous limitations and boundaries. In every corner of the world, from the most advanced urban centers to the most remote rural areas, a collective awakening was taking place. People from all walks of life, all disciplines and cultures, were coming together with a single purpose: to confront this existential threat head-on. Governments set aside their differences, forming international coalitions dedicated to developing defensive strategies and contingency plans. Universities, private industries, and independent researchers pooled their knowledge, resources, and expertise, embarking on projects that once would have seemed the stuff of science fiction. Social media platforms, often criticized for spreading misinformation and divisiveness, transformed into hubs of information exchange and solidarity. Scientists held live sessions to explain complex concepts in layman's terms. Artists created powerful imagery to evoke a sense of shared destiny, and everyday citizens shared their own ideas and support for the global effort. The world had faced crises before, but never one of this magnitude, never one that required such a unified response. It was as if the Devourer, in its blind, relentless consumption, had inadvertently sown the seeds of human cooperation on a scale never before imagined. But this newfound unity did not mean the path was easy. Challenges abounded: technological limitations, logistical nightmares, ethical dilemmas. How do you engineer solutions for a threat that operates on a cosmic scale? What sacrifices must be made, and who gets to decide? The debates were intense, the stakes immeasurable. Yet through it all, the global community pressed forward, driven by a shared resolve to protect our home, our future. As part of this unprecedented endeavor, educational initiatives were launched to prepare the next generation, fostering a new wave of scientists, engineers, and thinkers equipped to face the challenges of tomorrow. Space agencies expanded their missions, not just to explore the cosmos, but to safeguard humanity's place within it. Environmental and conservation efforts gained new momentum as the reality of our vulnerability underscored the need to preserve and cherish our own planet. But beyond the strategies, beyond the science and technology, there was a deeper transformation taking place, a shift in perspective. Humanity was beginning to see itself not as a collection of disparate nations, races, or religions, but as a single interconnected species, a part of the vast tapestry of the cosmos. And in this collective awakening, we found our strength. The Devourer, with its insatiable hunger, had intended to consume, to extinguish the light of stars. But instead, it had ignited a brighter flame within us, a determination to survive, to thrive, to protect the beauty and diversity of life. This is the legacy of our time, the challenge that defines us. We stand on the brink of a new era, not of fear, but of unity and hope. We look to the stars not as distant, cold lights in the sky, but as beacons of inspiration, guiding us towards our shared future. So here I stand, one voice among many, reaching out to you. Join us in this grand endeavor. Share your ideas, your passion, your energy. Together, we can face this cosmic threat, not with fear, but with the collective power of our humanity. This is our moment, our call to action. Let's rise to meet it, for in doing so, we may just find our greatest selves.